32 unique flavors from Gideon's Bakehouse and super scientific research tasting them dating back to December 2020. My name is Dave, and this is the A Walk in the Park's Gideon's Bakehouse tier listing, Round 2. We released our original tier listing back in June of 2021 with 17 cookie flavors, and since then, Gideon's has been busy dreaming up some tasty new creations. Peanut butter cold brew, pumpkin bread chocolate crumb, cookie butter butterscotch, and many more. 32 heavenly cookies. Where do they fall in our revised rankings? We've tried them all, so remain seated with your arms and legs inside the vehicle as we get this journey started. We'll start our rankings with the C tier. This is the current bottom tier and contains flavors that we would describe as good. The cookies in this tier were tasty, but probably wouldn't be flavors we'd get again. Starting off in the C tier, we have a February limited edition cookie selection, the Eternal Flame Cookie. This 5-flavored chocolate cookie is laced with a special house-made ancho, cayenne, cinnamon spice mix, and then topped with chocolate-covered cherries. It's a pretty unique flavor, especially given the spice aspect. I found that you didn't immediately feel the heat, but it added up after a couple of bites. The chocolate cherries on top are a nice added touch, but spicy cookies aren't really our thing, even if we enjoyed the sweet and spicy contrast. Moving on, we have a cookie from the regularly available menu at Gideon's, the Pistachio Toffee Chocolate Chip. This selection mixes chocolate chips with crunchy toffee, topped off with lightly salted pistachios, known for its combination of sweet and salty, and soft and crunchy. Pistachio Toffee Chocolate Chip is described as being Gideon's most sophisticated flavor. We've heard some comments that this ranking is too low, and therefore we decided to give it another try, but we're sticking to our guns here. This one remains in the C tier. Next up, we have another regularly available cookie at Gideon's, the Triple Chocolate Chip. The name of this cookie is actually a bit deceiving because Gideon's details this cookie as actually having 5 different kinds of chocolate. On their website, they even mention that they pour chocolate ganache into the dough to make it extra velvety. So how did it land in our C tier? On paper, I think this cookie would be in our top tier. I'm a sweets person, and on top of that, I love chocolate. However, there's something about this cookie that is almost too chocolatey for me. I know, it sounds crazy. The chocolate is decadent and delicious, but I need some more contrast in the flavor to rank this one higher. Adding on to our C tier, we have another limited edition cookie, this time for the month of September in honor of Mexico's Independence Day, the Mexican Chocolate Chip Cookie. This flavor combines cinnamon, ancho chili, dulce de leche, and a little cayenne to bring some heat. Finished up with Mexican and dark chocolates on top to provide some contrast of creamy and crunchy. This cookie reminds us of the Eternal Flame. I'll just fully admit that I was intrigued to try another dessert with some heat, but these cookies are just not our thing. If you haven't tasted it, it's worth a try, just certainly not our go-to. Continuing to expand the C tier, we have the Lemon Poppy Seed Limited Edition Cookie. I'll just come right out and say it, lemon is not our favorite flavor. The lemon chips bring an interesting sourness to this cookie, but it felt like the poppy seed was almost non-existent. Add in some white chocolate chips and that rounds out this full cookie. Tastes fine, but certainly just not one we'd go back to again. Finishing our bottom tier, we're adding in another limited edition flavor, the Toasted Coconut Caramel Cookie. Listening to that name, there's certainly a lot to unpack here. Lots of coconut flavor overall, but I felt like the caramel just could have been more present. The crunchy toasted coconut flakes on top were a nice change of pace, but again, this just isn't a flavor that was too intriguing for us. And now it's time to move on up. That's right, we've entered the B tier for our great cookie selections. Starting off, we have a past limited edition flavor, the Peanut Butter Chocolate Swirl. Considered the best of both worlds by Gideon's with its mix of chocolate and peanut butter, this cookie takes peanut butter dough and combines it with chocolate dough. Add chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, and candied peanuts, and there you have it. At first taste, I actually wish the peanut butter flavor was stronger in this cookie. It takes a little bit of a backseat overall, and I think that would have elevated this flavor even higher. As a whole, this cookie has a great mixture of flavors, and they certainly complement each other well. Not too rich and even more delicious when you get a candied peanut in your bite. Continuing on, we have a cookie that only makes its appearance at Gideon's Bakehouse one day per week, the somewhat regular Candied Walnut Cookie. A Walnut Wednesday exclusive, this cookie is made by placing double-baked candied walnuts on Gideon's original chocolate chip cookie. I find 2 different blasts of flavor in this creation, one being the sugary candied walnuts and the other being the richness of the chocolate in the base. I love the sweetness of the candied walnuts and also the crunchy texture when you bite into one. Getting a taste with a little extra chocolate is my absolute favorite on this selection, but it still stays in our B tier. Adding on to the B tier, we have another December limited edition flavor, the Cookie Vom Krampus. Utilizing triple chocolate cookie dough as a base and adding in delicious Andes mints, Gideon says that it takes 24 hours to make their cookies, and the mint soaks every ounce of that almost half-pound cookie dough here. When I tasted this cookie for the first time, I thought the mint was too subtle. However, last year I thought they kicked it up a notch, and that really added to this flavor. By itself, the triple chocolate only gets our C tier, but adding mint really boosts this flavor into the B tier. One of our more controversial takes is being added to the B tier, the original chocolate chip cookie. This cookie is on the regular menu, and Gideon's mentions the recipe took almost 15 years to perfect. It's packed inside and out with a variety of chocolates and different vanillas. But how can this classic flavor only end up in the B tier? It's good, no doubt, even by your run-of-the-mill chocolate chip cookie standards. However, Gideon's has so many complex and unique flavors, and this one just doesn't measure up all the way for us. We often use this cookie as our control flavor when testing other flavors for reviews. A must try, but in our great B tier. This next cookie flavor taught us to measure our expectations when a new flavor is announced. The Peanut Butter Espresso Limited Edition Cookie. A creamy peanut butter mixed with freshly ground 431 blend espresso from the award-winning Lineage Coffee, topped with chocolate and our small batch house-made candied peanuts for the perfect crunch. We are huge coffee fans in this house, and we love the espresso taste here. Again, I think the peanut butter tends to be a bit more subtle, with the chocolate coming out more than I would have predicted. Overall, this flavor is good, but it doesn't quite reach the heights that we were expecting. Let's continue on by adding another cookie to our B tier. This time, we're adding a flavor of Florida, the Key Lime Chocolate Chip Cookie. Closely resembling the original chocolate chip cookie, this flavor adds key lime pie crumbs on top and in the dough. I was super impressed by the amount of lime flavor. You get a refreshing burst of it in every bite. The chocolate flavors and lime unexpectedly pair well, too. We were close to bumping this one up, but this one lands in our great tier, a solid overall addition. This next flavor has been requested for over 10 years, and Gideon's is finally making it happen. The Pumpkin Bread Chocolate Crumb Cookie. Real pumpkin, chocolate on the inside, and a generous topping of pumpkin butter crumbs on top. I try not to have expectations one way or the other, but I am not a huge fan of pumpkin. What did we think? I enjoyed the pumpkin spice flavoring, actually. The texture of this cookie is interesting. Gideon's cookies are soft, but this one is almost gooey. My only complaint, unlike the key lime cookie, I thought the pumpkin and the chocolate flavors didn't really pair well enough. A solid addition to the B tier overall. Expanding our B tier, we have the June 2021 limited edition flavor, the White Chocolate Caramel Macadamia Nut. That's right, say that 10 times fast. This white chocolate cookie has homemade salted caramel baked in and is topped with rainbow glitter. My immediate reaction when trying this flavor was the dominant vanilla and white chocolate. I really wanted there to be more caramel flavor. Even when I tasted the macadamia nut, I feel like it was just a bit overpowered by the other flavors. It's tasty, but only enough to land itself in our B tier. Our last addition to the B tier has an interesting story. Introduced as an unheated version of the Eternal Flame cookie, this cookie was only available for half the month of February 2023. The Eternal Flameless Cookie. This version is infused with cherry and white chocolate, and it loses the spicy ingredients. For me, this was an upgrade from the Eternal Flame. The cherry flavor is strong and quite good, but only good enough to add it to our great B tier. And we keep moving, 2 tiers down and 2 tiers to go. What flavors will be excellent and which will be the best of the best? Stay tuned to find out. Starting off in our excellent A tier, we have a flavor that was introduced as a weekend special in 2021. This cookie has since made it onto the regularly available menu at the Disney Springs location, but only after sunset, the Dark Coffee Cake Cookie. Offering an interesting take on the regularly available coffee cake selection, this cookie takes triple chocolate cookie dough as the base and then adds the coffee cake coating on the outside. As we mentioned, I'm not a huge triple chocolate fan, but this new combination brings it up to a new level. I think the chocolate and cinnamon infused coffee cake is an amazing combination and therefore worthy of our excellent tier. Continuing on, we have a limited edition flavor, again celebrating the flavors of Florida, the Orange Pecan Chocolate Chip Cookie. Starting with the vanilla bean dough, blended with orange, and then mixed with dark chocolates. Add in some pecan pralines and a sprinkle of orange peel, and there you have it. Again, Gideon's impressing with their ability to infuse the orange flavor into the dough. It's delicious. I loved how these flavors combined to give a truly unique experience, and giving it our excellent rating. Next, we have a cookie that is regularly available on Gideon's menu, the Peanut Butter Crunch. The dough here is made mostly of peanut butter along with handmade candied peanuts on top. I've mentioned in this video that I wanted more peanut butter in some of these flavors, but I can't say the same of this one. A peanut butter lover's dream. Not overpowering, but exactly the perfect amount. A mouth-watering addition to our excellent tier. The next flavor in our A tier combines a velvety triple chocolate base mixed with double-baked whole candied almonds, topped with a gooey marshmallow, which is, oh yeah, they set it on fire. The Rocky Road Cookie. This cookie is a picture-perfect creation, but how did it taste? Getting bites with the chocolate base, marshmallow, and almond were my absolute favorite. So many different tastes, and they really complemented each other well. My only criticism? There were only a few almonds throughout. This cookie is beautiful, delicious, but not quite worthy to shoot up to our top tier. In our first tier listing video, we tasted the Frankenstein cookie from Gideon's, but since then there has been a new creation, the Bride of Frankenstein. This cookie is created in the same mold as the Frankenstein, but features white chocolate chips, golden Oreos, and M&Ms. The sweetness from the white chocolate chips is excellent. Add in the crunch of the M&Ms on top, and overall you have a truly delicious creation. It's so good, and it reminds me of those plain vanilla dough cookies with M&Ms on top that you find at most bakeries. However, this one is truly on a different level. Adding on to our A tier, we have two things that aren't often combined, but now make a delicious limited edition cookie selection. The Chocolate Churro Cookie. Created for the Day of the Dead, this chocolate cookie is filled with cinnamon sugar and a tiny pinch of ancho and cayenne spices. Our thoughts? This cookie is chocolate perfection. The absolute perfect amount without being overloaded. And the spices? So subtle and nothing like the Eternal Flame or the Mexican chocolate chip. We couldn't get into those actual spicy cookies, but this one was excellent. Turning those complex flavors into one cookie makes it worthy of our excellent tier. The next cookie in our A tier was so popular, it went from limited edition flavor to the regular menu. Welcome, the Banana Bread Chocolate Chip Cookie. Featuring a blend of chocolates, candied walnuts, and finely crushed banana chips. The amount of banana flavor here is impressive. It is easy to overpower things with banana, and this one found the delicate balance. Even though there weren't as many walnuts as I would have liked, each bite with one was so good. Overall, a truly excellent addition to our A tier, especially with bites from the center when you get a bit more of that vanilla dough base. Up next, we have the September 2022 limited edition flavor, the Peanut Butter Cold Brew Cookie. I'd be lying if I told you I didn't have some high expectations for this creation. We love coffee, and we love peanut butter. How did it measure up? For me, there was a lot of peanut butter flavor. I know I'm always asking for more peanut butter in my reviews, but it feels like it came at the expense of the coffee. And we know these flavors are all about the balance. I love the texture of the Reese's Pieces on top, slightly softened from baking, but still provided a bit of added crunch. An excellent creation, but needs more coffee to move it up any higher on our list. An interesting limited cookie creation is up next. This cookie was only available for the final 7 days of March 2023. Adding on to the A tier, we have the Fruit Bat Cookie, aka the Raspberry Dark Coffee Cake Cookie. This delicious creation features house-made raspberry jam, triple chocolate, buttercrumbs, and raspberry sugar. I love the combination of raspberry and chocolate here. The jam and the chocolate in the middle is sheer perfection. Here's hoping that Gideon's makes this one more widely available next time it comes to the menu. Moving on, we have the January 2023 limited edition flavor, the Cookie Butter Butterscotch. Combining Biscoff cookies and premium butterscotch chips, we really enjoyed this one. The flavors complemented each other well, and I'd say the butterscotch was actually a bit less than what we were expecting. For me, I tasted mostly Biscoff, which wasn't a bad thing because we like those. Even though this flavor doesn't have some of the complexity of other cookies, the flavors complemented each other so perfectly, we had to put it in our A tier. Our next selection is another super limited edition bonus cookie. Available Easter weekend 2023, we have the Cream Cheese Stuffed Sugar Cookie. This cookie combines a naked chocolate chip cookie stuffed with cream cheese frosting and coated with chunky sugar crystals. This was a tough one to rank. We loved the sugar cookie. It was basically perfect. However, the cream cheese didn't add enough for me to make this flavor truly unique. An epic sugar cookie, but stops just short of our S tier ranking. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the cream of the crop, the delicious favorites that have earned our amazing rating of S tier. Up first, we have one of our absolute favorites. Although, like children, we aren't allowed to pick our overall favorite, this one is sure to be near the top. It makes its appearance during the month of October and is made from pieces of M&Ms, crushed Oreo double stuffed cookies, and chocolate pieces. The Frankenstein cookie. This cookie is a perfect fit for the month of Halloween and is more than worthy of our top tier ranking. I love the combination of the candy and the cookies. It's a must purchase every October. The second cookie going into our S tier is another limited edition flavor, the Coffee Toffee Chocolate Chip. It's made of freshly ground beans from Lineage Coffee Roasting, adding in pieces of toffee and chocolate on the vanilla bean cookie base. You're probably saying to yourself, but Dave, you put the pistachio toffee chocolate chip cookie in the C tier. There is something about the coffee flavor here that vaults it up all the rankings. Each bite of this cookie is an absolute dream, and this cookie is no doubt deserving of our S tier ranking. Getting even closer to the finish line, here we have another regularly available cookie on Gideon's menu, the Cookies and Cream. This selection begins with vanilla bean cookie dough, adds chunks of double stuffed Oreos, and then it's topped with crushed Oreo cookies. Yes, this one is as good as it sounds. It's a sweet creation and heaven for an Oreo lover. I love how the Oreos and vanilla dough combine. It's an easy purchase off of Gideon's regularly available menu. Continuing on, we have another regularly available cookie, but this one is only at the Disney Springs location, the Coffee Cake Cookie. Combining cinnamon strudel, homemade double-baked butter crumbs, and buttery vanilla bean dough, this is the perfect cookie to pair with your morning cup of coffee. The Disney Springs location makes these until they run out every morning, so you may need to arrive early. The cinnamon flavoring with the vanilla bean dough makes this a worthy S-tier addition. Second to last, we have a cookie that was upgraded from our A tier due to its consistent, delicious appearances. The December limited edition cookie, the Kris Kringle. Pushing its way into our top tier with notes of coconut, sweet caramel, vanilla, and nutty flavors, this one is a masterpiece of flavor. So many layers throughout, including coffee. This one has us waiting for next December so we can taste it again. And finally, we have a super limited edition creation from Gideon's Bakehouse. This cookie was available for only 3 days during St. Patrick's Day weekend. The Mint Cookies and Cream. This specialty takes the regular cookies and cream and infuses mint and anise mint pieces. It really reminds me of a Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie. The mint flavor is balanced to perfection. We can only hope this one comes back as a monthly limited flavor. And so that does it. 32 flavors ranked into tiers of our absolute favorites at Gideon's Bakehouse. What do you think? Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Are you banging your head on your screen telling us we missed your favorite? Please tell us in the comments below. As long as Gideon's keeps baking, we'll keep tasting, and we'll see you in the next video. Moving on, we have a cookie from the regularly available a creamy peanut butter mixed with freshly ground blah 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 blah. A creamy peanut butter mixed with French. A creamy peanut butter mix. Introduced as a special in 2020. I can't speak. It's an easy purchase off of Gideon's rail. Oh my gosh.